Okay guys, and welcome back. I am working now with the pulse width modulation, the PWM, and the way I've written my code is that it is only working off LED pin 9. Now, if you recall from my previous video set, when I was working with the RGB, 9 is the red wire, and it's going over here to 4. And 4 is the one that reacts with red. So that's why red is the only one staying on right now. So we're working with red. So right now, my pulse width modulation, which basically talks about how a light can come on and off. We've seen this often with like video games, or when something is charging, it's just blinking and it'll turn off and on and go very slowly. Right now, the code is set to where it is working from 0 to 5 in its loop, or I'm sorry, 0 to 255 within its loop. So if you look here, my coding is working from LED pin 9 only, which is why the red is working. And then I have it set where it goes from 0 to 225, and then from 225 back down to 0. So 225 is the max increment that it can go to, and so we can work in smaller increments. Therefore, I can change this 225 to 137, some other random number, and then I would change the other one as well. So maybe 137, and then we would check this code. And what this would tell it, or what this would essentially do, is that since this number is lighter, or this number is smaller than 225, it will not work in the same brightness that it has been. So I'm going to turn the light off real quick. We can see how the light is, how the brightness of the light, and so we're going to go ahead and upload the code and see how bright it gets. And it should be uploaded now. So the frequency has changed actually instead of the fade value. That's interesting. I had anticipated it. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's because of the way it's set. The fade value is positive to is +5 and -5. If you see on the side, that's increments of 5. So it's going to be it's not going to be as bright. So I'm going to set this down to 25 now instead of 137, and see how that changes. 25. I'm changing it to 25. I am running the code, and I am hitting upload now. So how does that change? Okay, so it's more frequent, but it's also definitely dimmer. So changing the fade value and nothing else makes it beep, or makes it light up faster, but it's definitely way dimmer. So if I was to change fade value to maybe 10, I'm thinking maybe it's slower then. So let's try that. Let's change it to 10. 10 and 10. I know you can't see it, but you know what I'm referencing now that you've seen it. And okay, I'm going to upload now. You'll see it stop in a second. There we go. And it's even faster. Okay, so maybe it has to be a smaller number. So like 1. If it's at fade value of 1, what does that look like? We're going to change it again. And upload. Alright, there we go, much slower. So this is like kind of like how Christmas lights maybe are even controlled. And I think about that because of the holidays, but this is just something very interesting. And then I can even set this up. I'm going to change it where it says 9 up here. Instead of 9, I'm going to change it to 10. And as you recall, 10 is connected to my green. So this should immediately change it to a blinking green light in 3, 2, 1. And there we go. All right, so, and then if I want it to go faster, I'm just going to change my fade value. So I had it at 1, and now I'm changing it to 15. See at the bottom, I'm going to type in the 5. And so this should make it start lighting up faster. So in doing so, there we go. All right, so that is how our PWM directly correlates to our RGB with the coding.